Good morning, YouTubers. We're just waiting for the phone call to catch up with us here. We got nice music going on in the background. Good morning, YouTubers. We're just waiting for the phone call to catch up. Yours. I'm going to jump in here. I'm just checking in. Good morning, team. This is the A.C.T call, the Advanced Customer Training call. And we have multiple devices going on, multiple ways to connect because we are a flexible business. This is what we get to do. So this morning, we have a phone call that you can dial into for audio if you'd like, or we have a YouTube going on as well that is being broadcast live. And that's through, you can get that link on the Facebook group community of ACN, or you may have gotten that texted out to you. But morning, this is Cheryl Good, team coordinator coming from Oregon. And I'm going to invite our regional vice president onto the call this morning. She's helping us behind the scenes here. Guys, if you have had a chance to work with this individual, you know how strong and capable she is. You know where her heart is. She has saw the vision from the very beginning when she saw this company and has been top of the charts ever since. And it's been fantastic to see and work alongside her. If you have a chance, if she's coming into your office, into your marketplace, or into your home, or into your life, or a coffee shop with you, oh my goodness, you just want to take a moment and listen to everything you have to say. So I want to bring onto the call Top Regional Vice President, Mrs. Amy Yeager. Can you join us in the call?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, fantastic.
Marvelous. Thank you. So, Cheryl, thank you. I just want to give it back to Miss Cheryl Good. She's an amazing, incredible leader that works hard here out of our home base from Corvallis, Oregon. And I have just the utmost respect for her and her business partner in life, Mr. Michael. And they just are an absolutely amazing couple of power team. And so, Cheryl, thank you so much for your kind words. And, you know, I'm really impressed with the fabulous ACT phone calls that we have on Tuesday mornings at 8:30. I'm just absolutely so impressed. When I started in ACN, it's over 6.5 years ago now, I look back at what we had then and, you know, it was great things and we had good stuff going on. But the development and the leadership that has taken place here in the Northwest in the last 6.5 years, I'm just thinking it's just hands-down phenomenal, incredible training that we have right here at our fingertips. You guys are so lucky, blessed, incredibly. I mean, you have everything in place for you guys to go out and just have incredible wins every single day. So when I saw the topic today and I saw who was going to be training on this topic, I got so excited because he is so much fun to work with. We have gotten to work together a couple of times. I think maybe on conference calls and over the phone, not so much in person. In person, we just gotten to just our, like, within our team, gotten to do some fun things together, run around Philadelphia for a little bit and tour some pictures and all that kind of fun stuff. He and his wife and my husband and myself, so having a good time there. But so he and his wife, they know how to have fun. They love people, but more important than that, they bring integrity and they bring clout to our business. And he knows and studies his online store. He knows and studies the services that we offer and what it is that we're offering. So I just want to paint a little picture of something that you guys can do with the information that you're about to hear today before I introduce this incredible man. So you guys have all seen the $150 bonus for every Dish Network customer that you get during the month of October. I'm sure you've all seen it and heard about it and have been excited for it. And I just figured out this morning, I mean, I kind of known this in the back of my head, but I actually just figured it out and wrote it down, that if you made a personal goal to just get one Dish Network customer a day for every day that's left in October, like that's all you did, is you just said, okay, I'm going to get one Dish Network customer. I'm not going to do anything else in my ACM business but that. Okay, I want to tell you what you walk away with at the bare minimum. Okay, now I'm not suggesting that's all you do in your ACM business, but I'm just saying, what a scenario. Like, if this is all that you did. So one Dish Network customer per day for the next 14 days. We have 14 days left in the month of October. So if this is what you committed to, that means that you would have 14 new customers, Dish Network customers, as of October 31st. You would have 14 new Dish Network customers. You would have a $150 bonus per TV customer. So $150 times 14 customers is $2,100. And you would also have 3 points per customer for a grand total of 42 points being added to your personal online store. So that means for sure you would be an ETT. So no matter where you're at in the business today, if this is your first day in the business or you've been in the business forever, it doesn't matter, you would be an ETT for sure. For most of us on the phone call, this would be plenty to push us over that benchmark and we would become an ETL. And for most of us on the phone call, it would push us past the benchmark of 60 points, if not 100 points. So imagine earning $2,100 in the last few days of October and promoting yourself to ETT or ETL, pushing yourself past the 60-point benchmark so you're earning a full 10% on your billing volume in your store. I mean, ACM makes it really, really easy for us. There's a lot of great ways to be able to go out there and get the TV customers. And so I am excited to bring this gentleman on the phone today that's going to give us the nuts and bolts advanced training on getting TV customers. And we're actually fortunate that we can broker for different TV customers, or different TVs. So we can broker for both DirecTV and for Dish Network. But I just wanted to give you an example of what this could look like to you personally, taking what this gentleman is going to share with us and putting it into action. And so it is my honor and pleasure to introduce you to someone that I not only look at as a business partner, but I consider him and his wife really dear friends. We don't get to see each other very much. We honestly don't get to talk very much on the phone or anything. But whenever we see each other, we're friends in business. And they are incredible people to be around. And you are just going to hear the integrity and the reputation, the high reputation that he brings to his personal business and to ACN as a company when you hear him talk today. And so it is my honor to bring on to the phone call a gentleman that has over 100 personal points. He's a team coordinator in our company, and he is a very, very hard-working, knowledgeable man. I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Jonathan Bannister. Mr. Jonathan Bannister, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me? Beautiful. Beautiful. So I can't really hear the phone because I don't have it on speaker, but hopefully you guys can hear me well. Well, I want to thank you so much, Ms. Yeager, for the introduction and the invitation to be on this call. Literally kind of mind-blowing that I get to train beside one of the top regional vice presidents in literally the world, and someone who I believe is doing ACN the right way, absolutely the right way. And not just from a point of integrity, but I believe you're part of the new ACN that we're transitioning into. Obviously, we're in the part of a technology shift in ACN where we've shifted the comp plan multiple times in the past year and a half, 2 years. And ACN has been very much a changing dynamic. And we're going very much from maybe what we would call network marketing to a direct sales more model for direct selling. And I love what you guys represent. And you and Dr. Yeager have been people I've looked up to my entire ACN career. I remember sitting in the chairs at the stadium at the regionals up in Salem and just wishing that one day I could sort through enough brown apples and fill my pipeline that I could just sit on the stage and be recognized along with leaders such as you and Dr. Yeager, because you guys are absolutely phenomenal people, phenomenal leaders and true friends. And thank you so much for the invitation. Let me go ahead and dive right into the training.
Mr. Bannister, Mr. Bannister, just double checking. We're not able to hear your audio on the phone very well.
Okay.
We can hear you on the computer, but not so much on the phone.
Can you hear this now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I'll have to hold a mic here and then I have my other mic. Unless, let me check real quick. Can you guys hear this okay, or are we getting reverb?
Absolutely perfect.
Oh, perfect. Okay, let's try that. What about now? Okay.
You're still good.
Okay, good. I just adjusted the mic. So, Ms. Yeager, thank you so much for the invitation to be on this call. I cannot tell you how much it means to me to be invited by you and Dr. Yeager and Ms. Good to present to the entire Northwest. And we're literally, I don't know where this call will go, but I imagine it will probably circumference the globe with as large as your team is. So thank you for the invitation. And I truly appreciate the people that you are and who you represent, not just so much the integrity, but where you're going in ACN. I believe that you're part of the new ACN. And what I love is you're adaptive to change. And I believe that's probably one of the most important things where we're at in the current model is how quickly we're going to change. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but ACN is changing like every month, every 2 weeks. You know, it used to maybe it would change every year. We were reinventing ourselves every year, and we were excited about that. Lately, ACN seems to be reinventing itself every month, and they're not always releasing it international. So it's a very much exciting time to be part of ACN. So thank you so much for the invite, and I'm so excited to be able to just lock arms with you guys and build this thing out and do this right and truly become the customer acquisition we always have been and we're developing to be, and just to literally develop an engine to go acquire customers. I love that. I love the concept of being able to take over and dominate markets. I was talking to some of my friends when we started in ACN. There were a couple cellular stores here in my local town of Alturas. It has about 2,900 people, really small, about 3 hours from anywhere. And this last July, the last cellular store, US Cellular, just shut down. And the crazy thing is I believe that we were the main reason why. So we have about 50 stores in the local area. And because Flash is just so awesome, there is no longer a US Cellular store and a Verizon store. Not that I wish malice on those companies at all, but I love the fact that we flipped the corporate model just a bit, and it's gone from maybe supporting 2 larger companies to now it's supporting 50 families in the local area that really can use it. It's really going to change their families. You see, one of the owners before, I know that he had literally warehouses full of antique cars, but now I know that's going to feeding some families, putting food on their table, providing a little bit extra time, and to be able to change and help change 50 people's lives, I think is truly impactful. So it's something I've become really passionate about. Dish and Direct is just one of those services that is super easy to go acquire, and it pays. So let's go ahead and dive into the training. I hope everyone can hear me okay. I think the first question that we need to ask ourselves when we're considering Dish and Direct is why? Why would we want to even focus on that service? Obviously, there's a lot of services to focus on in ACN. And while I guess we could go acquire all of them, it really is better if we can focus on one or two services, become a master one or two. That's how I got myself over, and my wife Esmeralda, over 100 points, was just focusing on one or two. It was cellular and TV. That's was really been my bread and butter throughout the years. And it is absolutely incredible what you can do. I think for saving money, Dish and Direct is probably one of the highest. The average seems to be about $300 to over $2,000 in savings. And another reason is going to be more value to the customers. Beyond that, it's going to build your residual. Every one of those customers is going to pay their bill indefinitely for 2 years. And then they could be a customer on Direct or Dish, or you could switch it, like either way. So it's just a repeat customer. And it's interesting where you can acquire other customers, because as you keep following up with them and bringing value to them over the years, you can be like, by the way, how's your cell phone service? How's your internet? How's your natural gas? How's your solar? And you can just keep adding to the portfolio. I know that's what I've done. And it literally will build you a very large residual. And most importantly, I think right now in the current ACN is it pays a beautiful, beautiful bonus. Dish paying $150 every time you go acquire one? Are you kidding me? Like, that is insane to me. It literally is insane. My wife and I actually calculated out, because we've had over 100 points long before it was popular. I think since 2011, we've had over 100 points. And I remember being the last one in regionals of thousands of people. And I calculated out just over the years, if I had got paid the way we do now on customers, it would have amounted to like an extra $60,000. That's what's on the table. And all it is just a lot of hard work. And it's really not even that difficult. Just networking, talking to people that you know, and building those relationships. That's all it breaks down to. So let's talk about Dish and Direct. Let's go into a brief overview so we're kind of familiar with the site. So I'm going to go into a screen share here. Let's see here. Desktop. One second. Can everyone see my website right now? Are we doing a weird thing?
We've got the weird tunnel effect going on the YouTube broadcast.
Beautiful. Okay, 1 second here. Okay, so now you can see me.
Yep, you can see you.
My website now?
Just
No?
you.
Just me. Okay.
Hit that green button. I think you got it.
You see my website now?
Unfortunately, no.
Really? Let me see. Google Hangouts, desktop.
Third time's the charm, Jonathan.
What
You
about
got it. There you go.
Oh boy, we're live. You guys watch out.
For those of you guys on the phone call, the recording of this will be posted elsewhere. So if you want to get back to it when you're not driving or whatnot, it will be on the Community of ACN Facebook page and also also Team Freedom System Facebook page.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Miss Good. Now, this is where it all starts. Your website. Everything starts at your online store, right? Especially for North America. So let's see. I'm at my website. Now you just go to the state that you're working on. I'm going to go for Oregon since I believe I'm training a lot of people in Oregon today. And then you just click on television. It's that easy. Residential services, television. Click on Dish, United States. And you'll notice it has the packages and promotions. This is some key language I want you to pay attention to. 2-year TV price guarantee. This is something very new. Dish has not done, and it's very new to the industry. So that's key. It's just like with natural gas, helping people create price stability on their natural gas for a couple of years. Just imagine helping create price stability on their TV, but it won't fluctuate. That can provide a lot of value to families because if they know if they're on a set budget and they can only afford so much, they don't have to worry, oh, well, yeah, this is the price now, but in a year it's going to go up to, an extra $30, $40. So I love Dish for that reason. And just when you're working with the customer, you can click on the packages and promotions, show them the website, be there, show it on your tablet or phone and be like, listen, these are the prices. We have a smart pack starting at $36.99. We go to, America's top 250 for $89.99. Obviously, there's going to be some charges for the amount of receivers that they have. And if they want DVR, this is what I encourage you to do when it gets down to that. Scroll down on every page, read the fine print. That's the key. Read fine print. Fine print usually solves all your questions. And then you can find out lots of cool stuff like HD, free for life. There's protection plan. Now, with the protection plan, that's up to the customer if they want to keep it. But I'm generally going to, when I place that call with them, they have to have it, but then talk to a customer and just let them decide at what level they need a protection plan. Maybe they don't need a protection plan that's, insures their computer and everything in a power outage. Maybe they just need a protection plan that actually covers the equipment. It's like $6 versus $20. So that's some key stuff to look out for. And don't get complicated about it. When I started ACN, just to give you a little bit of my backstory, I did nothing for the first 6 months besides analyze all the other companies and to make sure that we were competitive. And I was really worried what if we're like $1 over, $2 over? And what I found is 95% of the time we're going to be a better value. And then I went from worrying about it and worrying about all the channels and the intricacies and worrying about everything to just having posture, knowing that I'm bringing value, and realizing this. Look at this, you guys. There's an 800 number right here. It's 1-800-222-5368. You just dial option 2 to talk to a sales representative. Make sure that you have the customer on the line. They'll do all the heavy lifting for you. All you have to do is get the customer in a position that, yes, they're willing to get the service, they're willing to switch. They have direct, they need to go to Dish. They have Comcast, they're willing to go to Dish, whatever the case. And bring them on to the website, show some value, like, hey, this is my website. It's like, it creates credibility that they know it's legitimate. And then place the order and let the Dish representative do all the work. Have like kind of a core idea of what the base pricing will be and where your customer wants to go. Like, I like to figure out maybe sell them what they need. So if you can look at channel availability up on that upper tab, and super easy. You scroll down and let's see, you notice how it's color coded, top 250, top 200, and right here is the correspondence to the color codes. So purple is the top 250, black is your flex pack, and all you really need to do is just figure out, okay, are they going to get the majority of their channels and go with the cheapest package possible? Why do I say go with the cheapest package possible? They can always go up in package, but they cannot always go down. So at least for the first year, typically with Dish and Direct. So I recommend start them as the cheapest package as possible that they're going to get all their channels covered. If they get it and then they're like, you know what, I really need more, I want more channels to look at, then great, they can call Dish or Direct and they can get more channels. Super easy. So we don't have to become experts like the representatives we're going to call into and know every channel and know what series plays on said channel. We don't need to know any of that. That's what the 800 numbers are for. Let's go back to DirecTV. Just click on Shop Now. And there we go. So just have them go look at the packages, show them the base pricing. Just so you know, entertainment is my favorite for the average customer, and extra would be like my nicer package. So I always start with entertainment. Why do I say entertainment? It's a fusion actually of your high end, the most watched high end channels, and just it's a small package, only 150 channels. So if you want like a lot of value packed in, that's the entertainment package. If they're not getting the channels they want on that, I try and find an extra. That's where my next one. I really don't love the choice or select packages. Those are not my favorite. So I always stick to entertainment and extra. Also note, let me see here. It says when they're going to close, 13 hours and 1 minute. They're open till 10 o'clock PST, and Dish is open till 6 o'clock PST. So those are good things to know, especially if you're working on quals or people are working. You need to know when those stores are closing so that you can get the order in time. You're not calling at 7. Perhaps you're on Dish and they're not open. So good to note. The channels, just go click on it. You can look at channels. It shows you all the, once again, fine print. Look at fine print. That solves a lot of issues. Well, just so you know, I'm not finding the channels right now. if I don't see the packages listed that I want, like the direct channels, this is what I do. I go to Google. I know that's not, we shy away and we bash Google all the time, but I do. I go to Google and I just type in DirecTV packages, and it shows me what's on the choice. If it's not showing you all the numbers, obviously we're a DirecTV authorized dealer, so sometimes it doesn't show all the details on our site. So just go and look at the packages if you need more details. And once again, remember, there's an 800 number. Once you figure out that they're in a position that they're open to switching, then you just really need to get the representative on the line. Those guys are very talented at getting customers. With both Dish and Direct, there's awesome sports packages. It's NFL Sunday Ticket with Direct. It's the Red Zone with Dish. And then remember, on both, if you're dealing with someone who speaks Spanish or is Latino, there's the Spanish site, packets in Spanish, and those are going to be better. What I'm finding is pretty interesting is check and see what Spanish channels come on the English ones, because especially for the United States, a lot of Latinos would honestly prefer the English package with just a couple channels. So sometimes they're not going to want the pure Spanish package that has as this much Spanish in it. They actually just want like Univision or Galavision, just a couple of them. So no big deal. Obviously there's business. Click there and figure out when you're dealing with business, notice the differences: offices, lobbies, gyms, shops, and then notice how it goes from that to commercial entertainment pack, bars and restaurants. So with business, it really depends on how many viewers are looking at it. Obviously in an office, there's going to be less viewers at a given time than a bar and restaurant. And so they're going to get a different package because they're paying per the amount of viewers when it gets into business. So just remember that. That is a very important detail. Don't sell them office pricing to a bar that's never going to be able to get that pricing when they call in and they actually disclaim what type of business they have. That's really it. Like, just focus on figuring out the base on channels that they need, kind of get an idea, rough sketch on packages. Tell them, listen, we're going to call in, we'll find out the exact details on, how much it's going to cost to add in the amount of receivers that you want. And that, I wouldn't get more complicated than that. I really wouldn't. I really would not get more complicated than that. Okay, 1 second here. Can you guys see me okay? Okay, so some other key facts, because what I'm finding, once you get past that, let's get into the true obstacles that you're going to face. Because I think looking at the channels and the packages, that's all the fun stuff. Like, that's the easy part of it. We get to see, oh my goodness, like I don't have this channel now or that channel now, and now I could get that and it's going to be cheaper. Awesome. You get excited customers over that. But let's dive into some of the true obstacles that's really going to slow you down from getting the actual sale, from getting pen to paper. So people a lot of times will be very passionate one way or the other, Dish or Direct or Comcast or Charter. Like they're going to be slightly loyal to one service or another. So your challenge is, how do I overcome the obstacle? How do I overcome where the customer stuck out in their head? Because customers do not buy logically, they buy emotionally. So let's just base you with some facts so you have posture going into it. The facts is Dish has a 9.5 out of 10% rating for quality, and Direct is a 99.6% quality. You might get obstacles like, well, I don't want to learn a new remote. I don't want to get different channels. I'm not going to get the channels that I have right now. They're practically the same. Practically the same. I think one services, the channel is in one direction, like the number orientation, and then the other, it goes from like the thousands down. So it really doesn't make a difference. It's just kind of you learning a new set of channels every once in a while. Every once in a while, there's like one random channel, like, I don't know, a channel out of Brazil or the East Coast, perhaps for sports, that they're not going to get on one or the other. So in that situation, I would use some key language such as feel, felt, found. Like, oh man, I totally get how you feel right now. You know what? I actually had Charter before, and I loved that package. Like, it was amazing. But you know what? Saving my family an extra $600 a year enabled us to go on a vacation. And that was so much more priceless than that channel was, and paying all that extra money. So just reason with them. Another thing that you're going to have obstacles with is you're getting your customers to overcome change. And inherently, that's one of the hardest things that you're going to have to overcome is change. That really becomes a lot of our job in ACN period, is we're just helping people get over the fact that they might have to change. And people are sometimes sticks in the mud. They don't want to change. They're like, no, I like what I've paid for the last 20 years, even if it's a horrible deal. So how can you get them to be okay with change? One of the best ways that I found it from a book. It was called Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. I recommend you read it if you haven't. But he says to agree with the customer. So how would that work? They're going to give you the obstacle. Maybe it's I don't want to change. I paid this the last 20 years. I love the package I have right now. You're not going to give me this channel. Maybe it's an East Coast sports channel. I don't know. And then you can just simply say, you know what? You're right. I completely agree with you. I don't even know if I would switch either, because that's a pretty important channel right now. And you won't be able to watch your sports, and just go and dive into all the problems that they're going to happen. This is something to know. Humans are natural contrarians. So when you agree with them, you make it all positive. They're going to disagree with you. And we're like, well, you know what? I really don't watch it that much. Oh, really? Well, you know what? This has provided me so much value, and I have all these customers that are saving. Shoot out some numbers. Like for your bill where you're paying $120 a month, I actually have some customers that are saving $2,000 to $4,000 over a 2 to 4 year run. Do you think that is enough to provide some value where you'd be open to switching or trying it out? It's only 2 years. Would you at least be open to giving it a shot? That's another key note. So when you're getting the surveys at your private business receptions, at your 2-in-1s, over the phone, when you're making calls to your new prospects, breaking that new list, get down what they're paying. And then this is key. When you do the math, break it down over 2 years, their savings. So you would, let's say that they're paying $120 on Charter at the moment, or Comcast. Multiply that by 2 years, so times 24, and then take what they're going to pay on direct. Maybe it's $60. Multiply that by times 24. Do the math. Add in like 10, 20 bucks to that times 24, just as a good variance. And you know what? It looks like we could save you up to, keywords, up to around this much money. Like, is that enough to at least have a conversation, think about it. You're just trying to open their mind to being open to the change, the switch. When I get the customer on the line, DirecTV or Dish, they're going to go to work trying to acquire a customer. They're going to go through their social security check. Just so you know, if they have a TIN or EIN and they don't have a social, they can still get TV as well. Sometimes they only have to pay a deposit of $225. Sometimes like their credit is actually good enough. That EIN or TIN is just showing that they're paying taxes to the government. So you never know. I've had customers that have passed. If it doesn't work on direct and they're open to going either way, I go to Dish. Like I just go whatever way is going to be the best for the customer and help kind of just figure out what the customer is truly going to need. You see, every time they've called in to DirecTV or Dish or any TV company, period, until they dealt with you, they've been upsold. And if you can put them in a situation where they're not being upsold, but they're getting what they truly need, that's going to be a different environment for them. And they're going to give you services after service after service because they love that somebody has their back, cares about their future, cares about their family, and is not just out to sell what the largest package that we have. So just share value, be kind to them, and you will be surprised how far that will get you. When I actually get on the phone, they're going to go through the sales process, figure out, calculate where they need to be. Maybe sometimes their estimation is off. Usually when I call in, I like to three-way in with my customer. I highly recommend three-way in with your customer. And it just allows you to kind of keep control of the situation a little bit better. And you're just going to hear them talking. They're going to come up with the package, and then they're going to like lay down the ultimate pricing. We're like, you know what? We're going to get you, it's your final pricing for the day is going to be $90.51. And you need to ask your client, is that okay? And they're going to like, well, I thought we talked about 55. So then that's where you get an opportunity to be like a superhero in their minds. You get on the phone and be like, listen, I was talking to my client right now. They're not super happy about $90 a month. What can we do to get that in a better position? What are they getting that's costing that extra $40? What can we reduce that anywhere? Actually, maybe we could. They have HD. Maybe they're a grandparent. They don't even have a widescreen or high-def television. They don't need it. Maybe they sold them more receivers than they actually need. Maybe they're getting like a receiver for the shop and like the kids' room, and just ask them like, are you sure that you actually need receivers in all those rooms? Where, where do you actually watch TV at? Really, I'm just in the TV in my bedroom. Okay. You know what? If you reduce it down to only 2 versus 4 receivers, it's going to put you in this position. Would that be something you're open to trying for a couple of years? Yeah, you know what? That would be a lot better. So try that kind of strategy with your customers. And what I'm finding is my customers then have bonded with me. They don't care about Dish or Direct. Dish or Direct is, we can go either way in the future. What they do care about is me, the ACN independent representative, that our utility and merchant service broker that's going to help them every step of the way. And after I get off that conversation, always with Direct and Dish, I'm able to have a conversation with the customer and just look them in the eye and like, listen, I'm so glad that you're my Dish or Direct customer, but here's the deal. I would love to work with your entire portfolio. Like, listen, I know your cell phone doesn't come out of contract for another year or 2 years. I know that right now you're not in a position to put solar in your house. However, please, let's work together. I'm your new guy. I'm your guy where you get all your services from. I have a website, but literally, I'm John. We're friends. Let me go to work for you. I'm always going to be your advocate. And how do you prove that to your customer? Well, sometimes, you know what, we don't have the best situation for them. And just be honest, like, you know what? It looks like I don't have the best situation on my site today for you. However, I highly recommend going to this service. It's funny when you tell them to go somewhere else versus you for some services. Maybe you're not always getting the sale. You're building trust, you're building credibility, and you're building long-term value for you. The whole point of customer acquisition, in my mind, isn't to always just be locking in accounts. It's building long-term value and relationships with the customers. Because if they know that you did that with them, they're going to refer other customers to you like mad. Like, there's this guy, John. He actually cares what I'm paying every month. He actually cares about my bills. He did this cost analysis of my bills, and he didn't even get a service through me, or he didn't even get a service for me, but you know what? He gave me some better value. You need to go see this guy. He's amazing. Create value in you to create referrals. When you get into referrals, this is where I would say 90% of my customer base has been, is at the referral zone. I think you start hitting that zone when you hit the 60 points or higher. And what's interesting is when you get into referrals, customers come to you and they'll call you like this, like, hey, my friend Marilyn said to call you, and you could hook me up with DirecTV. And then at that point, oh my gosh, referrals are the absolute funnest type of customer you get. Like, yeah, 1 second, let me connect you with my sales team, DirecTV, and you just like three-way them in, and like, yes, I have Marilyn or I have, Barb on the phone. Marilyn just referred her, and she wants to get DirecTV. This is where we should start, and the packages looks like. Why don't you start with the extra and see if that fits for her? Great, done. You need to just put the phone on mute, let them talk, and the sale's done. They'll wrap up the entire thing. It's like crazy. I cannot tell you how many customers I got off referrals. It's absolutely insane. So all I can say is it typically is a grind getting to that 60. And like, guys, think about it. It's a grind whatever we do. If you want to be a doctor, it's a grind. If you want to be a nurse, it's a grind. If you want to be a dentist or a dental assistant or a massage therapist, any professional, it's a grind. So just the difference is the grind in ACN is not so much educational as you're doing it. You're actually doing it and educating yourself. So you get a conference call like the advanced customer acquisition training call, like Miss Yeager and Miss Good have put together, that is so beneficial. And then your job, go put it in action. Go try it. Go fail a little bit. Go ruffle some feathers. Get dirty. Get out in the mud. And then go back, listen to the training again, get on other conference calls, get more training, and move forward. That's as simple as it is. Fighting for the customer, though, you guys, such a key part to getting customers and referrals. When a customer finds somebody that fights, they will send you like endless referrals. I have referrals coming in to me like that. That's pretty much where a lot of my customer acquisition has come from lately. Like getting out there and finding a lot of just fresh customers. I have not done that for a long time because I have referrals coming in all the time. Like it's a job just to keep up with the referrals. Crazy enough, right? But it's going to keep you above that 60-point, 100-point threshold, and that's where it becomes a lot of fun because you're getting an awesome residual at that point. You can decide if you want to get more aggressive instead of building your team with customer acquisition. Maybe you want to blow it out to 200, 300, 400 points. It's up to you. Something I would note, I don't really go after really, really large stuff in TV, like stuff like condominiums where maybe there's 50 units. To my understanding on the comp plan, it pays the same. So I would rather go after the low-hanging fruit, the easy customers, the people that just need to save money. You start getting into those condominiums, you're getting into really complicated services, hospitals, complicated. And from the time that you could spend going and getting like 10 residential or smaller business accounts, it'll take about the same amount of time. So I just stay like really simple, direct and dish. I don't go after really big customers because it really doesn't pay any different. It really does not pay any different. The only situation where I do get excited about negotiations and partnerships like that there's a couple. The one would be if somebody owned an apartment complex and they were able to work with me and we were able to create a partnership, a referring partnership, where they were willing to say, everyone in this apartment complex needs to go with Dish, and you're welcome to go and talk to every single one of them. That if the owner of the apartment complex gave us that leeway, holy cow, that's awesome, because that would be perhaps 30 to 50 independent contracts. So just listen to the language of the deal. And the next one would be working with real estate agents. Sometimes you can come up with fun little negotiations with real estate agents. Maybe they're not into ACN, but they're totally into having a guy or a gal that's working with them on providing value to their customer that just got a new house. So maybe they're going to provide them like a basket, be like, listen, this is my friend John. He can help you with all of the services that you need for your house. He's going to get you the best deal on your internet, TV. You just need to work with him. He's going to get you set up and do that. I know I've worked with some partners down in San Diego with Vivint, and they've been working with real estate agents. And what they've been doing is, let's say that the customer refers, the customer buys a house. Instead of giving him a gift basket, what the real estate agent's doing is the real estate agent is actually paying like their first couple months, or perhaps their install fee for the service or the TV or what have you. They'll just give them that cash for it. And so the customer's happy. Great, I just got TV, or I just got home security. It shows mad value to the real estate agent because they don't just have a basket of fruit that's fun. They have something that they actually did need, and they're going to be using month after month. And they just got their installation cost covered. You know, moving is one of the most stressful things that can possibly happen. It's right up there with divorce and marriage. So just think of that. You can create some unique relationships with the people that you do business with day after day. Let me see what else. I got this question. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and do one more question. Just doing a quick time check here. So you've been awesome. It's been like, there's so much good information. I can't scribble down anymore.
Okay, I'll be quick, you guys.
Great.
I came up with this question: how to compete against Comcast. You know, going into it, I really don't believe that we're competing against anyone. We're dominating. If you're going into a potential sale and we're competing, you know, maybe you don't want that customer. If you're not able to sell them on the fact of favor, help, try, or why, maybe you don't want that customer. Why? Because there's a saying: if you sell them on rate, you're going to lose them on rate. And I believe that's true. So what we're looking for at ACN is customers that believe in you, that want to support you, and over the long time, they're going to maintain customers. So I don't really care if a customer like doesn't see the value in the favorite help try or why, and that's not motivating enough, then I really don't care. I know that might sound a little bit hard to hear, but I would rather have a customer that was going to maintain and stay loyal to me than have a customer that I got for a short period of time, maybe 6 months, because then they're going to switch back because they got some offer in the mail that allowed them to, you know, maybe another company paid them a few $100s to switch and now they're able to move over. So I never sell on rate. I don't really care about that. I provide the savings to get them to get the big picture of what this could be. When you're talking about, well, it looks like it's going to save you $5 or $10, that's not the language they need to hear in their ears, but you need to talk to them, favor, help, try, why, and then cast this big vision for what that could mean for their families over the next 1 to 2 years. With that, yeah, I really have nothing to add, you guys. Thank you so much for having me on the ACT call. It's been amazing chatting with you. I hope that it has brought some value to you this morning.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Bannister.
You're welcome.
It's been fantastic, guys. Okay, so there's going to be a recording for those of you that were on the YouTube. Let me see if I can get myself showing here instead of a little circle. I need to make sure I'm on the call. Alrighty, so there's going to be a YouTube link. That YouTube link is actually the same one for the recording. If someone wants to watch what he went through, we also have the recorded line. It's the same phone number, except the last 4 digits of the phone number are 1229, and you use the same code that you got on. And that will allow you to listen to this again, but you can fast forward, you can rewind, you can replay, and do whatever you need to do to grab those nuggets that Mr. Bannister gave it to us. I love the high view that he gave us, and he also dug into the weeds with us, which is awesome. So Mr. Bannister, thanks for taking time out on your day today. You have an extraordinary team that you're leading. I love the culture in your company that you're doing down in Northern California, not too far across the border from us. So I look forward to seeing you up in our Salem marketplace again. And you guys go out and have a great day today and go rock some customers.
Awesome.
Take care.